video, I want to share some tips and tricks to make your baby strong and safe in their walking. And this is all about following their patterns and helping them really become good at using these activities. The first exercise I want to share with you is the couch walker. Now, a couch walker just refers to the fact that your baby might start their walking process by standing against furniture, especially couches, because they have this nice height for standing next to. And what we will help the babies, we want to help them crawl towards the couch, and then we will place some toys up on the seats so that your baby will have to sit up on the knees, grab the couch, and then stand up. Now, we don't want them to drag themselves up by the arms. We want them to use their legs, so we really see that they're using their hip extender once they take the weight bearing on one foot and then stand up. Once they stand up here next to the couch, we can place the toys back down on the floor so that they will do a squat. It's all about gaining the great, strong squatting position, because that will help your baby once they start letting go of the couch from falling backwards and slamming their heads into the floor, to just fall straight down in the squat once they loses the balance. So one of my favorite games is up and down and the couch walker. So we have them by the couch, placing the toy up and placing it down, having squat, stand, squat, stand. The other one from this couch position is walking sideways. So in the beginning, when we want them to start walking, we want them to get nice, strong adductors and abductors in their legs in order to create stability around their hips. And that means that we want them to walk sideways, one foot at a time, along with the couch. And once they are nice and good and strong in doing this, and we see that they just do it without any trouble, we will maybe place another furniture next to the couch so that they will climb or walk along the couch, and then there might be a little gap, so they have to take a long weight-bearing shift out to the side and then move to the other furniture. Now we have this little independent walk in between of the furnitures, and that way we can help our baby walk sideways, 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 a lot of sideways walking. Another game we can play here at the couch is weight bearing forward. Here, instead of placing the toys to the sides or on the floor, we place it far into the seat. So they have to take weight bearing on one foot and then lean in and see if they can catch it or grab it. And we do it to both of the sides so that we see them bringing in their weight bearing to both sides. That was for the sideway walking, that was for the weight bearing in the beginning. Another thing we can do is we can have it on the floor. So instead of standing up against the couch or the furniture, we are inviting your baby in to stand up against you. So we could call this the people stander. Now you're sitting on the floor, you have your knees bent so that when your baby crawls towards you, this might even be the most motivating for your baby because it's interactions with you. Now you are the most interesting in your baby's life, and everything that we do, our babies just love it. So when we invite them to stand and lean against us, that is the most safe and secure place for your baby to be. So we invite them in and invite them up to place their hands on our knees or even on our arms or shoulders, or we can give them a hand. And then again, we want them to put the weight on one foot and then stand up. Now in this position, we can actually help the baby. If they start trying to just pull themselves up by the arms, we can just gently place the foot on the floor and see if we can lift up the bum instead, so that we help them get the access to taking the weight bearing on one foot. Now here they stand, and then they might walk along your body, or if they're standing by your knees, you can call them over and see if they want to hold onto your hand and then walk sideways along your body. This is also an easy way to integrate it into your everyday lives. The next exercise that we can do, this one is the one that I recommend the least, because we want our babies to walk along the furniture and then let go of the furniture so they keep that balance standing here and learning to balance on their own, and then they might start walking towards you. But the next one here is about walking forward. If we want to help them start walking forward, we want to do it with their hands in front of them. Support them a little bit, but we want them to start their walking process more independently. But we place our hands in front of them, and then they grab your hands, and then we can walk along. Or you can place yourself in front of your baby so that you are walking backwards, so you have nice eye contact with each other. Now we want the center of mass to be low in their body, so that it's easy for them to walk without having to balance a lot. The last exercise is the 2-person walking game. Now here it's all about having the baby taking its first steps from one person to another person, or even do it from the furniture and call them over to you, just 1 or 2 steps at a time. In that way, we help them gain little bursts of confidence in their walking ability, but we don't want to overdo it, and we don't want them to walk too far distances before they are actually ready for it. Now what we will be doing is, we will hear when the babies are naturally standing up on their own, we will call on them and see if we can have them just take 2 steps into your hands. In the beginning, the babies will use the gravity to start the motion, so they will lean forward and they will use their backside muscles to regain and not fall over, and then they will tumble into your arms. And this is a great way to get the first couple of walking experiences being in a nice, secure hug from a caregiver. So these are a few tips and tricks that you can implement into your everyday life with your baby. Again, I especially recommend the couch play, where your baby will walk along the furniture, more than I recommend the out in the open from person to person play. I hope you like this video that I've made for Baby Exercises app. My name is Anne-Helene and I am the owner of Sensilab.